500 flags on there, and I laid them out yesterday one by one for myself and one other gentleman. With every flag I laid out, I thought about Ron. I thought about some of the conversations we had. As I said, I didn't know Ron all that well. Well, I knew him well, I didn't know him that long. There's a difference. I met Ron last October, actually last July or so, August. He came to us with an idea of doing an all-veterans parade in New Smyrna. He was very excited about it. He didn't quite know how to go about it, but he asked for our help. And through that experience, we bonded. We really got to know each other very well. And I came to know Ron as a friend, as a comrade, as a brother. And I know he's a man of faith. I know he had some heavy burdens. His heart was heavy for many different reasons. But he always had a smile for me. He always had a hug. He always had a kind word. And I can honestly say that my life has been enriched just having known him in the short time that I did.
Amen. Amen to that.
In the words of George Patton, it's foolish to mourn the men who died rather than that we should thank God that such men lived.
Amen.
And that rings especially true for a man like Ron. The last time I talked to him, the last thing he said to me was, "I love you, brother." That's how we ended every conversation.
Everybody.
And I know he meant it. It wasn't just something he said. I know he meant it. At this time, anybody that'd like to share a story or some words about Ron or the impact he had on their lives, or just a stupid funny story, I know he's sitting up there hoping we say some funny stuff so he can have a laugh with us one last time. So anybody that would like to say anything in memory of Ron, a lot of the stage, and we'd love to hear the story. Anything in Daytona, South Daytona, and a lot of you probably never been here before. Can I have a show of hands? How many people have never been here before to the VFW? Shut up, Bill. You don't get to say that.
It's always different. Whenever I get here, it's not the same. It's always better.
Well, as Mr. Harper was saying, Ron was a really dedicated veteran of the Vietnam War. But he was a touching person. For a short time of knowing Ron, it was like you've known him all your life. I've known Ron for years, but I've really only been hanging around with him since he retired here in Florida. But I've known him from my home state, New Hampshire. But he was touching to everybody, and he was definitely really dedicated to VFW. So that's why next week on the 18th of June, we're going to have a poker run, and all the money raised is going to go to the VFW. So if anybody's interested, we develop some flyers, and we have some other flyers also. Ron was always this guy right here. I'm going to hold up this picture. Everybody knows Ron as this, that smile on his face. For a short period of time, knowing him to anybody, even the people at the porthole, I mean, everybody's been great to him. He's a great guy. Larry's been with him every day, almost every day at that gym. He went to the gym, the commander and his wife, Ron invited him there to the gym, and every morning Ron would work out and he'd invite people to the gym that Mr. Cathy owns here on Route 1, and he had so many friends and people that he loved, and Larry knows that, and we'll say a few words. Ron's great.
Paid off, Larry.
I met Ron through Bob and Bob Key. Ronnie touched my heart. I'm about to use this speaking without it.
Amen, bro.
Did that to everybody. He's a great guy.
Yeah, but going into work every morning, he come right in behind me and got his little bag and get out of his Jeep. He loved people. He'd do anything in the world for anybody. Wouldn't ask for nothing in return. And the people that's met him respect him. Sometimes I get a little crazy on us.
We loved it.
Well, when we was going through the parade, he come to me and he said, Larry, I don't know what to do. I said, well, that makes two of us. Then we worked real hard to offer him, and then things started really coming together. It just blew his heart away. I mean, all the veterans and everything. He loved everybody here, and he talked about it. He always wanted to do things for people. He never asked for nothing. And I just hope everybody keeps him in their prayers and everything, because he done a lot for us, just being a friend.
He's going to be missed very, very much.
Very much.
I miss her a lot.
I do too. If everybody know what he was, and he loved people. And he never met a stranger in his life, I don't think. If he did, he wasn't a stranger at all.
I'm sure he'd like to thank everybody, especially some of the people from the board hold that helped him out. A lot of us, he had a little bit of hard time with certain items, certain things, and people were very supportive. Especially Joe, right here, helped him out that evening. Thank you, Joe.
You always see on TV where they take pies and throw in each other's face.
I didn't do that.
You got to tell them about that.
Me and Ron, Larry's wife was having a bake sale. And Ron and I think bought everything that she baked and everybody else baked. You know, it was like, there's a raffle, so we pay anywhere up from $5 to probably $30. And then we had this one particular pie, this apple pie, and I think Larry's the one who, close to me, you're the one who said, hey, put that in Ron's face. I don't know, but we were drinking, and Ron was sitting there relaxing, having a good time, and I just saw that pie in front of his face, and I just had to grab it, and I just rubbed it in his face. We had a good night that evening, and we danced. So then we went to my house, and it took the whole back of my truck was just full of all this baked stuff. And he went over to the Coast Guard station. We went there fishing like the next day, and we brought some of the items over there. We had like the pineapple upside down cake, and we brought everything, quite a bit of stuff over to the Coast Guard station where we fished, and they enjoyed it. But we didn't know what we were going to do with all this stuff. It was for a good cause, and Ron had a good heart, and he just bid on everything, and then I tried to outbid him. We were paying, for $2 items, we were paying $20, but we didn't care. It was great. We had a good time. So, yeah, Ron was in our heart, and we brought that to everybody. So, everybody, thanks for being here.
I grew up in Ron for a little while, but he was from my part of the world. I grew up in Rhode Island, and some of my relatives were French Canadian. Hey, when I hear this guy's accent, I'm back home in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, where everybody says, I park my car side by each. Throw the car over the fence and hey, and don't go downstairs, you're right over my head. Crap like that. When he came here with Larry and they were going to meet and they arranged to talk to our group one meeting night, Larry's kind of a quiet, subdued guy. He's doing his best, Larry is to talk. He's trying to explain this parade that we just heard of, from them. And Larry's trying his best. And Ron, his insight, he's so excited. And he wants to tell. And he wants us all to have the same enthusiasm, And he keeps breaking into Larry's conversation with real subdued and quiet, talking about the parade. And Larry finally had his, are you going to let me finish, Ron? Or are you going to talk? No, I'll be quiet. And then a couple of seconds in, blah, 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 breaking right into Larry's thing. It was like the odd couple had come to the meeting. God bless you, Ron.
God bless you.
like everybody else, didn't know Ron that long. But you could tell when you met him, this was a compassionate man. This was a loving man. This is a good man. And he just sucked me right in. I didn't ask, but he sucked me right in. I mean, in the first 2 minutes, I was on his side, no matter what. Well, he's larger than life, but Ron, yeah, Ron's always there. He was just there. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but he won the Bronze Star in Vietnam. He was there the same time I was. And also, he got a CID combination from there, Army Tom. And I don't know if Ron knew this. He might have. He probably didn't really care too much about it, but I checked up on his unit, the 25th Infantry Division, the time he was there. And they also got what they call a valorous unit commendation, which each man in that unit was equivalent to a Silver Star. So Ron had a Silver Star too. So, but, not important to a lot of people, but they're very important to us brothers that were in combat. And he was in the same place I was. He was with 25th and I was with 4th Infantry. But I loved Ron for the short time I knew him. Like I said, he would just draw you in. You could tell this was a good man. And we're going to miss him.